My name is Arpan Harry. I'm the ECDP and Grade 2 teacher for Beacon Hill School. I'm also the Indigenous Liaison, and I'm here today to talk to you about my Grade 2 Social Studies class. In Social Studies, we're talking about communities, and we were talking about Inuit communities. I have included Mrs. McDougall, Julia McDougall, who is the Indigenous cultural teacher for our district. I utilized her expertise and knowledge, and the first class I remember, she came into my class and she showed pelts from the peoples from the north, the Inuit people, and she had a variety of pelts, and she had different sculptures as well, and the students really enjoyed that. So being able to incorporate Julia McDougall was amazing. In our social studies program, we discussed Inuit from the past and also the present. In Inuit culture, men and women go hunting. So often they build igloos when they are hunting. And so the students wanted to build their own igloos. So they first designed their igloos, and luckily we're in Fort McMurray and there's been a ton of snow, so they were able to make their own igloos, and it was so much fun, and they really enjoyed that. We also looked at structures that Inuit people build. So we looked at Inuksuks and also carvings that Inuit people, Indigenous people make up north. And Julia McDougall also showed us different sculptures that she personally has. So the students in my class were able to make Inuksuks, and they drew their Inukshuk, and then they built an Inukshuk, which they also enjoyed. Luckily, in Fort McMurray, we are so fortunate to have Northern Lights. And there was one week where we had so many Northern Lights. It was like the sky was lit up. And even some parents woke their children up on the weekends in the middle of the night and showed them the Northern Lights. So it was a hot topic in our class. And it was sort of a current event that was happening. So the students really, brought it to light. So we drew Northern Lights. I incorporated different mediums. I utilized cross-curricular curriculum. So we wrote about the Northern Lights, we drew about them, and students we also utilized a sharing circle. So students would we utilize that a lot in our social studies program, where students sit in a sharing circle, whenever they want, and we discuss things that are sort of like our hot topics. And they did want to share their knowledge about the Northern Lights, and so we sat in a sharing circle and they were able to discuss that. In Fort McMurray, we just finished having a winter festival, and there was a proud teacher moment for me when there were lots of ice sculptures, and students told their parents and grandparents. We learned about that in our social studies program, and that made me feel so proud. We incorporated Inuit games, for example, the bone game, where we didn't actually have bones, but students would play this game where they had to use toothpicks to pull the toothpick from their partner and see who would win. It's called the bone game, but Inuit people actually use bones, but we didn't have bones, so we used toothpicks. I was able to incorporate a lot of books and videos that students really enjoyed, and often after we would I read a book, or students would read a book, we would have another sharing circle and we would discuss the book. We discuss 7 grandfather teachings in our social studies program. Often we incorporate art as well, so they'll paint and utilize clay and other mediums of art. We also were able to make talking sticks with Mrs. McDougall, the students loved to make that, and then they would use their talking sticks within our sharing circle. We also celebrate Orange Shirt Day and Rock Your Mocks in the program as well. Well, all of Beacon Hill School incorporate Indigenous culture as well.
Hi, I'm Graham Abbott. This is my third year as principal at Beacon Hill Public School. This is our second year as being a Gordon Downey and Wenjack legacy school. We have a school-wide focus this year of working with our staff members to provide more experiences in learning activities in regards to applying the knowledge of FMMI in our classrooms. As part of our Professional Learning Fridays, we have a significant amount of time now dedicated towards looking at FMMI resources and activities that our teachers can use with instruction in their classrooms. All Beacon Hill students participate in a daily physical activity, which is a walk for Wenjack.
Being the Indigenous liaison to Beacon Hill School, what I really wanted to incorporate was a Wenjack walk. Chenny Wenjack was an amazing person, and I showed the video. I showed the video of Chenny Wenjack to my students, and I think some of them were even crying. It's so powerful and it's so profound that we decided, and not just myself, but as a class, to do the Wenjack walk around our school. And I hope that I won't go into detail about Chenny Wenjack, but please look him up on the internet, and we go on the Wenjack walk every single day in our school, around our school. Often it's too cold to do the Wenjack walk outside, but we do the Wenjack walk every day, and they've even created Walk for Wenjack, and we've read books and we've shared videos. It's a very powerful activity. And now, if we can, I would love my students to share a Cree song, and I won't tell you anymore. It is an amazing song. The students learned it, and they have done a great job. The reason why, they can even tell you why we chose to do a Cree song. It's actually for Mrs. McDougall, because we like her so much, and she's an awesome Indigenous cultural teacher, and so they wanted to sing the song for her initially, and I think her background is Cree and Dene as well. So the students did an awesome job, and I'd love to share this song.
Iso,